best ideas to you, our clients, helping you grow and sustain your practices. And we proudly showcase over 20 renowned companies around the world. Um, sorry, just do this. Perfect. Let's meet our brands. The first brand I'd like to discuss is our Aptos Threads and Methods. You know, Aptos is a pioneer when it comes to aesthetic medicines, specializing and developing the most amazing suspension threads and methods. Founded in Georgia by Dr. Marlon Salamandez, he has a unique way of creating volume, stimulating the skin, and beautiful repositioning of those tissues to provide long lasting results. And as of January of 2025, we Nuvior have brought in these Aptos threads to the Canadian market. So when you want to learn more, please reach out to one of us and we can help you out. Today, we're going to be speaking about Fidia's high tissue PRP system, which revolutionizes the world of PRP. But we also have other medical supplies. And here at New York, we have access to thousands of SKUs. And we give this to our clients with a price match guarantee. So we want to be your one-stop shop. We will help you to go through your invoices and source out the supplies that you need to run your clinic or spa. And of course, we also have beauty devices, which are our Geska German beauty technology devices. These are gorgeous, sleek, and precision devices for the clinic's clients to take home and use to improve the absorption of their active ingredients. They've got beautiful design with a gorgeous app with AI technology, and it really makes your skincare products to a new level. As far as skincare products, we represent two amazing lines. The first is Dermaceutic Laboratory. This is a very concise, small line, beautiful to be a second supporting line in any clinic or practice, as it is a high quality of very active ingredients that enhance medical aesthetic treatments, right from skin preparation, pre-treatment. During that treatment phase, it supports that healing and controls the reactions of the skin. And post-treatment, it amplifies and just continues those beautiful outcomes. We also have Mesoaesthetic. This company is the market leader in the field of medical cosmetics, backed and based in science. For now 40 years, they have led the cosmetic industry as the experts in pigmentation. They are globally minded and have an extensive amount of products for the in-clinic as well as home use, making them a must in all medical aesthetic environments. And of course, I'm Pina Lee, your clinical education lead here at New York, and I just want to help you learn to empower you and teach you everything I know about New York to give you the power to, make your world happen. Today, we are going to speak about Fidia high tissue PRP. And this system truly does elevate that PRP technology. It's an advanced system for medical and aesthetic use. Now, taking it down to basics, what is platelet-rich PRP or sorry, plasma, your PRP. This is a patient-derived solution that's used throughout medical and aesthetic treatments to amplify the body's regenerative process or power. It's a concentration of platelets suspended in plasma. And to be a PRP therapy, it must contain a higher than normal level of platelets. Now, in whole blood, the baseline of platelets is about 150,000 to 350,000 units or um, milliliters. So that means that there's very little. Now, the growth of PRP has been phenomenal. Cosmetic PRP is on the rise and it's driving visible results and business potential. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons has reported a noticeable increase in the use of PRP in aesthetic procedures throughout these recent years. And according to those forecasts for our industry, it is going to see a growth of 11.2% of that annual growth rate by 31. So by 2031, it is going to be an opportunity for clinical aesthetics and well beyond that. Now, when we speak about the essence of PRP, the main component is the blood, and the blood is the original healer. The blood itself has four components to it. 45 or approximately 45% of the blood is made up of red blood cells, with 1% approximately being white blood cells. And platelets are only about 1%. And they're all suspended in plasma, which makes up about 55% of the blood. Now, when you break down each of these components of blood, those red blood cells, they carry oxygen from the lung to the body and remove that carbon dioxide from the tissues. And essentially, red blood cells have no regenerative function in tissue healing. Typically, they're discarded in that PRP preparation process as they can cause inflammation and pain when injected into tissues and also hyperpigmentation. Now, white blood cells or WBCs, these are the cells that help fight infection and support healing. They defend against pathogens and they clear out those damaged tissues. When we speak of LPRP or Platelet-Rich PRP, that's a PRP therapy that contains these white blood cells. And not all treatments will have the white cells in it. However, when they do have the white blood cells within that PRP therapy, you're going to enhance that immune response. We're going to reduce that infection risk. And of course, they're there to help with the repair of the tissue and to control inflammation. Now, plasma is that liquid portion of the blood, carrying the cells and nutrients and hormones and proteins throughout the body. In that PRP therapy, it is going to deliver those platelets and growth factors to those damaged tissues that we're treating. That plasma contains the fibrogens for clotting and tissue repair. And it has nutrients and proteins that also support healing. And of course, the star of the show, platelets. Platelets are cell fragments, not even a whole cell. They're fragments that help our body clot. It's the key healing component in PRP therapy, releasing growth factors to stimulate tissue repair, boost collagen production, reduce inflammation, and of course, encourage new blood cell or blood vessel formation. Now, the goal of PRP therapy is to separate these elements in the blood, and you want to make it as pure as possible, isolating those platelets through a process called centrifugation. And when we isolate these platelets suspended in that plasma, it's going to be used in those medical and aesthetic treatments. Now, as I alluded to, the major effects of PRP is to obtain those growth factor release, those essential growth factors like your PDGF, your VEGF, and the cell creation in that wound healing process. We want to stimulate those stem cells. PRP recruits those stem cells to that treatment site, promoting faster tissue regeneration, especially in the skin, in the joints of our body, and of course, those deep hair follicles. When we speak of PRP, it is a system that we are going to also promote and stimulate new blood vessel formation. PRP ensures an improved blood supply to that treatment area to help again with the tissue repair and healing. It has an anti-inflammatory effect, reducing inflammation by blocking those cryotons that lead to swelling and increasing that speed of healing, reducing that recovery time, as well as reducing healing time. PRP enhances collagen production, stimulating fibroblasts deep in that dermis, as well as regulating those MMPs, those nasty little enzymes that like to break down collagen. It maintains that balance between that tissue breakdown and healthy remodeling that we are looking for in that healing process. The activation of signaling cells pathways are amazing too. This activates the pathways that control that cellular responses, enhancing that tissue repair, collagen production, and regeneration. It is amazing because it also influences the immune cells to reduce that excessive reaction, that cascade that causes more inflammation. And that way we have a balance to prevent chronic low-grade inflammation and allow enough inflammation to cause the healing process. Now, when it comes to the centrifugation process in PRP preparation, this is also an essential step because not all two devices are designed the same way and not all of them produce the same results. We want to use a system that is going to concentrate those platelets by separating or removing the unnecessary elements like those red blood cells. Now, of course, the amount of the patient's blood drawn depends on every PRP device, with some devices needing a quite large amount of blood to process, where others use very minimal. And the quality of the blood also matters when it comes to PRP. When we are classifying the different forms of PRP, your entirety of that separated plasma that holds those platelets is called your PRP. Then it is further divided as every component of blood has a different weight. Red blood cells, the highest weight, so they will fall to the bottom. Then the leukocytes or white blood cells will be above that, forming that buffy coat. And then we have those platelets. The further down in that plasma solution, once divided, will have that higher concentration of platelets, making it your platelet-rich plasma. And at the top, as the platelets will sink, the platelet poor plasma or PPP would be the surface. Now, why it matters to have concentration in your PRP, why higher concentration is important, is because it's a crucial factor in the effectiveness of that therapy. Just as any car can get you from point A to point B, not all cars have the same torque or power or even comfort. When it comes to PRP, it goes beyond comfort. It goes about effectiveness of that treatment. And when we have higher factors of concentration of platelets, you will have more growth factors that are going to be responsible for rejuvenation and cell creation. The more growth factors delivered to that treatment area will enhance that healing process of the body. With greater concentration of platelets, you will stimulate those fibroblasts faster and better. The higher platelet concentration will increase that collagen synthesis, improving that skin elasticity and texture, reducing those fine lines and wrinkles. And it is crucial when you're trying to reverse those signs of aging. And when it comes to scar revision, the benefits of increased platelet contents will accelerate that natural healing process. In hair restoration, it is essential to ensure that you have that higher platelet concentration, or it won't be able to activate those dormant hair follicles to provoke and promote that hair growth with more effectiveness. When you have your PRP and you combine it with other therapies, you will find you're combining it with treatments such as laser or microneedling. With that more concentrated platelet count, you're going to again enhance that healing process post-treatment, reduce that recovery time by delivering more growth factors. Now, when it comes to the benefits of PRP, there are some beautiful things, as we said. It is natural, it is minimally invasive. It uses the patient's own platelets without any foreign or synthetic fillers. It is safe for all skin types, offering a lower risk solution for people that are looking for solutions for aging without the risk of pigmentation changes or allergic reactions. And it's going to give you gradual, long lasting results, a progressive improvements, which happens over time. So it's not just a sudden change. And of course, it's so well at combining with other treatments such as laser, dermal fillers, and microneedling. When it comes to aesthetic application, anti-aging and skincare rejuvenation, commonly used to treat fine lines and crow's feet, labia, that nasal labia fold, encouraging collagen remodeling and skin renewal. Wonderful to treat loose skin and wrinkles in delicate areas like around the neck and décolleté. And for hand rejuvenation, reducing the appearance of veins and wrinkles as we age. With scar revision, PRP stimulates the production of healthy collagen 1. It helps to modulate or control that inflammation, breaking down those fibrous scar tissues while promoting healthy skin growth. Excuse me. It will stimulate that collagen to fill in those depressions from the scars, whether it's from acne or dermatitis, and it will improve the texture of the skin. For surgical and trauma scars, PRP accelerates that healing process, reduces that scar formation, and softens existing scars. When it comes to hyperpigmentation, this is a fabulous tool for your arsenal as an option for treating melasma, sun damage, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, and even your age spots. By accelerating that production of skin turnover, it's going to replace that pigmented areas. With hair restoration, and as I said, the richer that concentration is with those platelets, the more growth factors you'll have to activate those dormant follicles, promoting new growth in as well as strengthening those existing follicles, bringing in that new development of blood vessels, giving that follicle increased blood supply. It also helps to prolong that anagen or growth phase of the hair and helping to stimulate thicker and more strengthened hair shafts. This is a beautiful way to treat that androgenetic alopecia or that stress-induced hair loss. When it comes to sexual rejuvenation, PRP is beautiful for enhancing female wellness. It's well known as the O shot, and this is the vaginal rejuvenation treatment where the PRP is injected into specific areas to improve sensitivity, enhance lubrication, and increase sexual satisfaction. It treats that vaginal atrophy that happens when we age through menopause or through hormonal changes in our life. It does help to improve the symptoms of mild stress, urinary incontinence, as well as offering better bladder control through tissue regeneration. So women have options rather than more invasive treatments. And when it comes to restoring sexual vitality in men, we know it as the key shot. It is a shot that's going to improve that erectile function by regenerating blood vessels to the tissue, particularly in mild to moderate erectile dysfunction or ED. Now, it also helps not just with rejuvenation and sexual vitality, but for Peyronie's disease, which is a condition that causes that penile curvature, and for many men, painful intercourse sessions. So, with the use of PRP, we can help to enhance sexual performance, increase sensation, and improve sexual experience for men as well as women. Now, when it comes to PRP, there have been some common concerns with the existing technology out there. One of the biggest concern is the chance of human error with the complexity of certain devices. Of course, there is always that risk of contamination and that risk of tainting that plasma and platelet solution with unwanted materials like red blood cells. And with many PRP devices that are out there on the market, there's such a cumbersome process that it's hard work for the patient sometimes with the drawing of blood and the amount of blood that is necessary, but for that technician using that device. And of course, the most important, that low concentration platelets. Now, Fidia has created a solution for all these PRP concerns. It's recognized those common concerns surrounding that platelet recovery, inadequate devices, and the purity of PRP treatments. Fidia Pharmaceutic introduced high tissue PRP system designed to optimize that platelet concentration and ensure superior results for both medical and aesthetic procedures. Now, who is Fidia and why do they want to get into PRP? Well, they are an Italian multinational pharmaceutical company founded in 1946. And here is the words that the creators put on paper so many years ago. Now, decades later, Fidia has become the global leader in regenerative medicine, aesthetic medicine, orthopedics, and wound care. Since 1987, they've treated over 20 million patients with Fidia technology. Now, their focus is on joint care, skin care, eye care, aesthetics, and specialty care. They are renowned for its expertise in hyaluronic acid products. Fidia applies that same rigorous scientific standards from their hyaluronic products to its PRP technology, ensuring the highest quality, safety, and effectiveness in both fields. Now, I'm proud to say that Fidia High Tissue PRP is been recognized as the best regenerative aesthetic medicine product, the 2023 Aesthetic Medicine World Congress held every year in Monaco. They have won this award and they put again, like they put all the PRP systems up against each other that year, and our Fidia High Tissue PRP led that race. Now, how does Fidia resolve those common PRP concerns? They have gotten rid of that risk of contamination, that risk of tainting from those red blood cells, that cumbersome process, the chance of human error, and of course, that low concentration of platelets. And how Fidia has done this is with their three advanced patented technologies: cells motions, nanostatic, and the push out system. So with Fidia's high tissue PRP breakthrough, they have patented technologies that enhance the concentration of those platelets within that plasma, up to 99% of platelets in the PRP. And it does this by those three platelet or those gorgeous patents. So when you're talking about, and I'm sorry for this typo, that's millions platelets, you will notice that if you took the average with a patient of 300,000 platelets for your milliliters, microliters, you will see that we can retrieve on average 8.8 milliliters of your PRP. And that's being very modest. As I have seen it higher than 8.8. On average, I've seen around 10 to 12 mils of that PRP. And that is going to give you a platelet concentration over 2.9, which means 6.8 million platelets for you to inject or to use in different applications on that body. Now, the first patent I'd like to discuss is that one of the centrifuge device. Now, for Nuvior, our devices, our centrifuges, are designed and calibrated specifically for our Nuvior market. And it has easy to use. You just plug it in, click on the switch on the back. It is good to go. No calibration needed, no fine tuning. Just plug in and go. Now let's discuss that cells in motion. This is an exclusive soft centrifugal technology that optimizes that platelet and cell separation, allowing to preserve the integrity and viability of those platelets without breaking down. It gives it just enough power to get the job done without destroying that precious little platelet. The second is our push out precise selection technology. It gives you a laminar flow selection system for precise PRP selection directly from the centrifugal tube to your application syringe without platelet activation. If you can use a syringe, you can easily select the amount and quality of PRP that you require for that individual treatment. With that PRP pattern of our push out, it also goes past that linear selection. It has features like our self-sealing filter that works as a gatekeeper during that PRP preparation, blocking out those unwanted components, preventing backflow and contamination, maintaining the purity and effectiveness of your PRP solution. With that filter system, we also have that self-sealing connector. This is the vital link between the different parts of our Fidia PRP system, enabling a seamless transfer of that processed blood within that system. It is designed with an emphasis on security to create a leak-proof connection, ensuring a closed system from blood draw to application. Now, another amazing feature of this system when it comes to the push-out device is that embolus design. As you can see here, it has an internal concave design. This is another safeguard in preventing that harvesting of those unwanted components like your red blood cells. So because of that concave curvature of the design, you will notice that as you push down with that linear system, you will have more chance of preventing that uptake of the blood cells because it has to rise into the center. So another safeguard mechanism. This push-out system is safe and user-friendly. It eliminates the requirements of other needles in that process of selecting your PRP. You just draw the blood, and that's the last needle you need to use. It reduces the risk of contamination, improving PRP safety, and it ensures that only the platelets and growth factors enter that final product. What I love about the high tissue PRP system is its convenience and the fact that everything is complete and disposable in one box. It's an all-in-one system, easy to use, and in that box comes two comprehensive kits. Your sterile single-use kit for extraction and blood collection, as well as your PRP processing kit. It is adaptable for any protocol, and it gives you everything you need except your tourniquet. Now, with high tissue PRP, it will provide superior results. It has that advanced centrifugal technology ensuring precise separation while preserving that platelet integrity for maximum efficacy. It's designed for efficiency with a streamlined process, very few steps, and fast preparation. And with our selection process, it offers customization to meet any specific procedure of required concentration. And that is why high tissue PRP is a valuable device for any treatment out there. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. And I do want to, of course, to share with you the promo for the week. As a token for joining us today and registering, we have a few different bundles. We've got our smaller starter kit that allows you 15 bundles and you get one free. We've got other bundles that have more PRP kits, including extra tubes, and some even include the Dr. Pen microneedling device, which is fabulous, easy to use, and Health Canada approved. So please, if you don't have a PRP yet, look into our bundles for our existing accounts who already have the high tissue PRP. You are eligible to buy 5 and receive 1 kit free. So you have no need for codes this week. Just go into the website, to those promotional bundles, and select the one that best suits the needs of your practice. And of course, I'm Pina Lee. If you need any support, if you would like more information or like to join me for a personal one-on-one Zoom or if feasible in-person meeting, we can do that. You can call me or text me. And I would like to mention that at Nuvia, our team is growing, but we do intend on hiring more representatives. So please share this information with anyone looking for a new opportunity. And of course, I want to thank you again for joining us. I'm Pina Lee here with Nuvia. And if you have any questions or comments, please add them to the chat box and I'll be glad to answer them. If you would like a copy of this recording or a copy of the slides used in today's webinar, please feel free to reach out to me and I will gladly send them to you. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I see that we have no questions here in my group chat. Please ask questions here. So if there are no questions for today, I want to say thanks for joining us. I hope you have a fantastic Monday and we'll see you again next week, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Have a great day.